When the last train left the station, I realized I wasn't alone on the platform. I was just a young man waiting for my train home late one night. It was one of those nights where the city seemed to have swallowed all sound, all life, all hope. Even the usually boisterous street vendors had packed up for the night, leaving me in a silence so profound it felt like the city was holding its breath. As the seconds ticked by, I found myself scrolling endlessly on my phone, desperately seeking a distraction from the oppressive quiet. Then suddenly, faint footsteps echoed behind me. I turned, but the tunnel of the subway station was empty, or so it seemed. The sound continued, though growing closer, faster. My heart started pounding against my ribs like a trapped bird. Then I dropped my phone. The screen lit up just long enough for me to see at the end of the platform a tall, dark figure that shouldn't have been there. I couldn't make out any details, but the figure was unmoving, staring. The hairs on the back of my neck stood on end. Then the lights overhead flickered and the figure vanished. I backed away from the edge of the platform, stumbling over my own feet as I tried to climb the stairs. But before I could scramble to safety, cold fingers wrapped around my ankle. I looked down to see a pale hand reaching from the gap between the platform and the tracks. Another hand followed, then another. Dozens of them clawed their way out of the tunnel, dragging themselves onto the platform. One by one, they rose to their feet, their eyes hollow, their mouths wide open in a silent, wordless cry. All of them were reaching out, beckoning me closer with a single word. Stay. I didn't want to stay, but my legs felt like they were filled with lead. I couldn't move. I couldn't scream. All I could do was watch as they closed in on me, their touch icy cold, their eyes burning with a terrifying hunger. Then one of them whispered in my ear, their voice a chilling echo of the last train's whistle. You can't leave. The last train never leaves empty. I finally found my voice, or rather my scream, and turned to run for the exit. But as I reached for the glass doors, the escalator lurched to life. It wasn't moving upward toward the exit. It was sliding downward into the dark tunnel. Screams echoed all around me as the platform filled with pale, twisted bodies. Their silent, wordless cries, now a chorus of despair. I stumbled back, knocking over my phone again. The screen flashed one last time, showing me the reflection of the glass doors. They weren't chasing me anymore. They were already standing behind me. The last train never leaves empty.